Welcome to the Daily Buzz, where we cover all of the latest from BHS. I'm your host, Gabriella Magali, class of 2022.
And I'm your co-host, Patricia Balza, class of 2023. It's that time of the year again. The holidays are ringing in, and new opportunities are here to light up the season.
Our first story is all about Ben TV's new Acting on TV and Film class.
Let's see what the buzz is about with this masterpiece.
Welcome to the B-Roll. I'm Sean Flores, and today we'll be looking at the new Acting on TV and Film class here at BHS. Are we rolling? Action! What is your name and role in this class?
My name is Mr. Wallers. I co-teach this class with Mr. Hastings. Mr. Hastings knows all about the production end of it, and I act like I know the acting side of it.
My name is Michael Awad, and I am a student in the Acting on TV and Film class with Mr. Hastings and Mr. Wallers and my fellow classmates.
Hi, I'm Sean Flores. My stuff usually alternates. So, for example, I was writing the script, then I was working camera, and another time I was holding boom mics, so pretty much you do everything in this class. What types of challenges did you encounter?
The challenges with this class, I guess, is getting people, the students, comfortable in front of the camera. A lot of people think they'll be comfortable in front of a camera until they see themselves behind the camera and they feel the lights, how bright the lights are, and being able to focus. A lot of times on the other side of the camera, over there, you don't realize that there's anywhere from 3, 4, 5, 10 people standing around while you're acting. So that's one. And then the other challenge is not everybody has taken a film class before, so they think they're here for acting, and then they realize they have to learn writing and directing and editing and sound and costumes. So it's challenging, but it's fun.
I would say probably the whole entire pre-production part of filmmaking. We were assigned to film and edit our own short films, and it takes a lot. From the outside it kind of seems really easy, but and then when you start learning all the technical aspects and start becoming more aware of the process of filmmaking, you start realizing there's all these challenges that are there that you never really thought would be there, like technical aspects like lights, for example, making sure the shots are good, the camera is in everything's in focus, and just making sure that you get along with other actors, kind of finding that middle ground, running lines, making sure everyone's comfortable and knows what they're doing. That was kind of a challenge, but we kind of adapted as we went along.
Well, always one of the difficult parts of the class is trying to keep the boom mic steady, because if you move just a little bit, it's going to show up in the recording. And it's also a pain just to edit sound once you're done filming all your scenes for your movie. What does a typical day look like for you in this class?
Typical day, I don't know if we have any typical days. But it's usually preparing for the next day. So if we're filming something, we're preparing what shots, which angles, or rehearsing for that next day, or deciding where we're going to put the lights and camera. So a lot of the class is discussing, getting into groups, and preparing for the next day or the next week. So not a typical class, but again, it's a lot of fun.
A typical day in this class would have to consist of something related to filmmaking, of course. If we aren't filming hands-on or acting, we are probably watching some kind of informational video, learning some form of, editing technique. We have Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop. We learn how to make logos and things that would, add to our films if we were producing a film. So yeah, it would probably be something to do with filmmaking. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, it depends on what you're working on. For example, at the start of production, you're writing up your script, then you're developing your storyboards. So by then you're just taking pictures, and then once you're done making up the storyboard, you go straight to filming, you get into costume, you work out your scenes, and then once you have all your scenes filmed, you just add them together and you got yourself a movie. This will be our last question. What is your favorite thing about this class?
I guess my favorite part of this class is watching the students discover that they can actually do a lot of stuff they didn't think they can do. Early on in the class, some student, or watching them gravitate to stuff that they didn't realize they liked, like writing, or editing, or doing sound, or just being in front of the camera. You know, sometimes people were scared and they're like, I didn't take this class to be in front of the camera, and then they're like, that was pretty cool. So it's watching the students discover what they like most about the filming and acting process.
My favorite thing about this class would probably be that, well, me, myself, I'm like very passionate about acting. I like watching film. I like watching acting on film. So it would probably be being in front of the camera. That's a really good experience. You know, kind of having that experience of a studio setting with, you know, the lights, working with other actors, you know, the mic being there. You never really think about that when you're watching a film, but when you're there on set, it's really cool to work in that kind of environment. So I think that would probably be my favorite part of the class.
My favorite thing about this class is that if you're very interested in film and TV shows, then you get to experience what it's like to be working that kind of stuff, whether it's working behind camera, doing sound work, or just being one of the actors in whatever production you're working on. It's a fun process. Well, that's a wrap. Hopefully these interviews gave you some interest in taking this class. If you enjoy acting and always wanted to be in a TV or film, then this course is for you. Back to the studio, we're out.
Wow, that class is truly a 5-star experience.
I agree, but that's not the only thing to look forward during the winter months.
Come and check out the many melodies of the BHS Music Department. You'll truly want an encore once this story is composed. Welcome to the band room. My name is Gabriella Magali, introducing Bees and Melodies. We're about to get an inside look at Bayonne High School's very own award-winning marching band. And not to mention everyone's favorite a cappella group, the Bees Knees. What is your name and position in the marching band?
I am Miss Hitchell and I'm the director of the marching band.
As marching band director, what does your job entail?
My job entails coordinating our schedule, leading rehearsals. I have to hire staff, make sure that all of our students and staff are on the same page for every rehearsal, come up with a plan for each time, and also schedule all of our competitions and performances throughout the season.
What is the most difficult part about directing the marching band?
I would say the most difficult part about directing marching band is that it does take a lot of time out of our day and a lot of time out of our fall season. And also recruiting, getting new students to join and stick with the marching band because of how competitive and time-consuming it can be.
Tell us a little bit about the competitive aspects to marching band.
So during the competition season, we rehearse 3 days a week, and then we have football games typically on Fridays, and then compete on Saturdays. And it's every Saturday through September and October, and then we do bleed into November a little bit. And it's so much fun, even though it takes up so much time and really can be a drag at times. The goods definitely outweigh the bads of taking out all this time out of your free time.
With all the chaos that goes into this job, what makes it all worth it?
I say what makes it worth it is seeing all the students after their performance, just even if they had a bad one and feeling bad, picking them back up and telling them like, it's okay, we'll get them next time, it happens. And most importantly, when we do well and we have that feeling of like everyone's crying and we're all just smiling and so happy that it was successful, it went well, and all of our hard work finally paid off.
Thank you for your time and good luck next season. What is your name and position in the marching band?
I'm Carl Basil Plaza and I'm drum major.
Hi, my name is Aiden Carr. I play baritone trumpet for marching band. I am the brass section leader. This is my first year doing that, so yeah.
Tell us a little bit about this year's season.
Well, I would say this season definitely exceeded everyone's expectations. For me, I'm like extremely grateful that we even had a season, let alone getting second in Yamaha Cup, third in states, and fifth in nationals. It was definitely really, really great.
It was definitely way better than expected. It was not supposed to be the way it was, but you know, this was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and it definitely was way better than it should have been.
What interested you in joining this program in the first place?
Miss Hitchell was actually one of my teachers in 6th grade, and she was my music teacher. And she asked me if I'd be interested in doing marching band, and I was like, why the heck not? I had nothing else to do, and I kind of fell in love with it since then.
You know, just seeing all the people that had such good friendships and connections with one another, and how everyone was getting better as time went on, and being able to, be with your friends while getting better, like I said, is definitely something that drew me into it.
Do you ever feel frustrated and know you can improve during rehearsals?
100%. Especially when it's a shared feeling amongst other people, because certain times we know that we can be great, we know that we can do better, and when people aren't putting their best foot forward, it kind of makes us want to,
All the time, yeah, always. It's definitely something that you're gonna go through a lot. But you're gonna realize that at the end of the season, you're way better than you were when you first went.
Why do you continue to pursue this activity? What makes it all worth it?
Personally, I love the camaraderie that everyone has, and being in such a supportive group in music makes me as a musician want to always do better. Like, there are multiple times where I feel like we push each other to this point where, like, I don't even know if we can push each other anymore, and I just really like that.
Definitely that feeling at the end of the season. There's just that feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's just really something that everyone should really experience once.
Thank you for your time, and good luck next season. What is your position in the Bee's Knees?
I am the director of the Bee's Knees.
As director, again, what does your job entail?
My job entails leading rehearsals, scheduling our performances, and keeping on top of our crazy schedule, especially in the Christmas time with tree lightings and all of that.
What is the most difficult part about directing an a cappella group?
Would have to be just making sure that we use our time well and learn all of the music we have to learn. We learn about over 20 songs a year, so making sure that we are very confident on all of them equally is probably one of the most difficult parts.
Tell us a little bit about the performance aspect of Bee's Knees.
Bee's Knees perform at a bunch of community events mostly. That goes for tree lightings and ceremonies and different performances that we may just have throughout the school year. We usually perform at a lot of those and mostly sing the Star Spangled Banner.
Do you have any important performances coming up during this holiday season?
The upcoming holiday season, we do have a tree lighting on December 8th here at Bayonne High School. And then past this season, we also are finally competing for the first time in the International Championship of High School A Cappella, which puts us against groups from all over the world. And we will be competing in that on January 22nd.
Thank you for your time. What is your name and position in the Bee's Knees?
I'm Carl Beza-Blaza, and I'm a tenor for Bee's Knees.
My name is Isabella Cruz, and I sing soprano and alto.
Hi, my name is Gabriella Magali, and I am the student director for Bee's Knees. Tell us a little bit about what an ordinary rehearsal looks like.
Well, ordinary has certainly changed with our previous director, Mr. Cherney, leaving. So now we warm up, we sing through a couple songs, make some changes, and hopefully soon we're going to start working on choreography and getting ready for ICHSAs.
An ordinary rehearsal in the Bee's Knees looks like, start out with like warm-ups, and then we just go straight into like our normal songs that we really sing for gigs, stuff like that. A little goofing off, but we get straight to serious stuff.
So things are changing up a little bit as we're shifting from having co-directors to just one director, but in ordinary rehearsal, we warm up, we go through some of our songs, fix things in our songs that don't sound necessarily the best. And usually if we have a performance sometime during the end of the week or middle of the week, we work on that stuff and really try to like make it our best for that performance. What interested you in joining this program to begin with?
I actually wasn't very interested in joining it in the first place. Ms. Hitchell, it was their first year doing Bee's Knees. It was my freshman year. And they needed singers, like they needed tenors, they needed male voices. So she asked me and I was like, fine, I'll do it for you, I guess. And I always say this, I joined for Miss Hitchell, but I definitely stayed for Mr. Cherney. Like, he made it such an enjoyable
Well, something that interests me is like, I was like a huge fan of like, Pitch Perfect, so I was like, wow, we have an a cappella group. That'd be like so fun to do, and it is fun to do, so.
I was actually in 2 vocal groups before the Bee's Knees. The Bee's Knees was happening when I was in high school. I just never joined it because all my time was in the other groups. But I just saw how much fun the kids in the Bee's Knees were having. They were just enjoying themselves. They were singing pop songs. They were dancing, singing at all these gigs. I really wanted to be a part of that, so I asked if I could join, and I auditioned and got in. Do you ever feel frustrated and know you can improve during rehearsals?
Yes, 100%. Singing, I consider myself a musician first and a singer second. Singing has definitely never been one of my strong points. So when I'm not doing as great as I would be, as say like I was like practicing clarinet or something, it gets me a little frustrated because sometimes I just wonder like why can't I be as good at singing as I can other aspects of.
I never feel frustrated in these rehearsals because I feel like those rehearsals like a safe spot, so I never like get angry or anything. I love it there.
Definitely, I feel like because the Bee's Knees is so chill, we have such a good time, it's easy to get distracted or off focus. But I definitely know that we are something great, and even with that frustration, we tend to take it and just make it, something even better. Why do you continue to pursue this activity? What makes it all worth it?
I love the way we're getting taught to sing because it's not just about notes and like dynamics and stuff. It's you get taught like this way to work together. It's not just like a blending work together thing. It's more of like everyone does their part, and I really like that about it.
Well, something that makes it all worth it is just like seeing how like everybody like really enjoys being there and like hearing how like all of our parts line up and like how we all work together to like make like the song happen and like just like being happy with each other.
I think just seeing how appreciated our town, our city loves us, like every time we sing at a gig, we are literally praised, like we're like the best thing ever, and it just makes all of our hard work worth it. I just also love coming in and just singing for fun rather than, oh, you have to be the best of the best and perfect. You could just sing for fun, and that's also such a great, mix.
That symphony had a natural rhythm to it. Absolutely. Our last segment deals with Latin. Let's take a look at one of the many extracurricular activities that this place has to offer.
I first became interested in Latin when I was in the 6th grade. My social studies class, we started learning about the ancient Romans, and I really just fell in love with it, and I really got along well with my teacher. And he knew Latin too, and I thought that was so impressive and something I wanted to do. And then luck would have it, the following year, my school district, I was accepted into a gifted and talented program, and Latin was part of the curriculum. So,
hi, I'm Timothy Sim, and I'm the console for Bayonne Latin Club. Well, it was freshman year, and Mr. Jacobs does his little thing where he tries to encourage the kids to really join Latin Club. And as a freshman, you kind of join high school, and you're like, I should join a club. And so I did. And I decided to pay my $6 to join Latin Club. And it might have been one of the better choices I made that year. Well, at first, Latin Club is kind of just like a place to find new people. You go to fun events, and you have fun. That's what it is now. But now as console, you kind of have this feeling that Latin Club was something special to me at first, and now I want to make it special for other people. And so the new freshmen, so make Latin Club better for those kids.
My name is Michael Reyes, and I am the choister for the Latin Club. I joined Latin Club because during my freshman year, I saw a lot of my elementary friends who I was close with. They were all joining Latin Club, and I was also taking Latin at the time. So I decided to join it because along with them, since it was different from all of the usual STEM-oriented clubs that I was taking interest at the time. As Latin Club as a whole, I feel like it's very unique from all of my other clubs that I'm usually in, especially since they're STEM-oriented, because those clubs require like a lot of labor, thinking. They're more academic, but when it comes to Latin Club, it's kind of like a journey. Throughout the 3 years that I've been in Latin Club, it's been an amazing experience meeting new people, getting to work with them, and it's very enjoyable overall.
My name is Nicholas Mirage. Well, freshman year, I found out about Latin Club through my brother, who also took Latin, and I really wanted to join because I wanted to continue my love for the classics through the club as well as through the language. I love Latin Club now. Now that I'm an officer, I have a totally new insight on what the club is and how it works. Contrary to my freshman year, I really was just a regular member, so now I get to really see what it's like to plan all of these events, and I'm able to have a lot more of leadership opportunities and abilities.
Hi, I'm Mary J. Mungrew. I joined Latin Club because I had a lot of older friends that were in Latin Club and I wanted to make new ones.
This has been quite a jolly experience.
From Latin to acting and music, you'll be more than welcome to participate in whatever you please.
I'm your host, Gabriella Magali.
And I'm your co-host, Patricia Balza.
Thank you for joining us on the Daily Buzz. Buzz out!